even if someone had only met him one time, they felt like they knew him because he was that genuine, that loving.
Hartzell's Junior Hill, one of the most recognized spiritual leaders in the Tennessee Valley, died Wednesday at the age of 87.
The Southern Baptist evangelist had a preaching career that spanned more than 60 years. Hill is being remembered by his family, the spiritual community, and countless others for the lives he touched during his journey.
News 19's Daryl Burke sat down with his family, joins us now with more. Daryl.
Greg Lauren Junior Hill was known as the country preacher, and he was a beloved member of the Hartzell community. But his impact stretched far beyond North Alabama. He spent more than 2 decades traveling the world, sharing the word of God, and leading more than 1,800 revivals.
Junior Hill was dedicated to preaching and had a deep love for people. He was often referred to as Brother Junior and spent nearly 70 years preaching and leading others to Christ.
I found that he was very faithful in what he wanted to do, what God called him to do.
One of Hill's many accomplishments came when he was elected as the first vice president of the Southern Baptist Convention in 1989. His wife of 66 years, Carol, says she will remember his kind-hearted ways the most.
I don't hear him say, "I love you," a dozen times a day, like he has done for years. And he always complimented me on that I looked pretty. And I may have been out in the yard pulling weeds or something like that, but he would say, "You look so pretty today."
Hill spent more than 2 decades starting in the 60s, preaching at more than 40 churches a year during his time as a traveling evangelist. The late preacher also wrote many books, including an autobiography called They Call Me Junior, highlighting his 68 years in ministry. His daughter Melanie says over the years, she's noticed the impact her father had on the many lives he touched.
I realized that the older he got, how loved he was. And, you know, it wasn't just the love in our family, but everybody loved Brother Junior. And the one thing that I can say about Dad is that I never had to wonder whether he loved me.
Hill's grandchildren are remembering him as their pawpaw.
He just preached that you had to have like a childlike heart, and that was a way that you could come to Christ, was just to go back to like the way that you were as a child and see how easy and simple it is to be saved.
I asked him a question at Christmas time, what was your favorite memory from the year? And he said, just seeing people get saved, even in his last days, even in the passing stages, that what was forefront of his mind was the salvation of the world.
His family says the country preacher was comical and referred to himself as America's most handsome man.
He loved a good joke. He would joke about himself. He would joke about other people. He could take jokes. He could dish them out. He was just so much fun. The best part about him is that even if someone had only met him one time, they felt like they knew him because he was that genuine, that loving, and honestly, most of the time he remembered who they were.
Hill's wife says he was selfless, but his love for people and fellow pastors is what made him even more special.
To the born-again community, he was just plain Junior. He never wanted to, what we would say, put on airs or elevate himself.
His family tells me Junior Hill will be laid to rest on Tuesday, January 9th at Westmead Baptist Church in Decatur. Visitation will begin at 10 a.m., followed by a homegoing service at 1 p.m. Greg?